I want you to imagine, just for a moment, it's 9 o'clock at night, you're done with work, you're tired, kids are down. Your job's informed you you have to move. So naturally, we got to look for homes. And you go online and you see all of these homes. They're beautiful, nice looking homes. And you start showing them to your wife. Honey, look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Look at this one. Oh my gosh, here's a 4-bedroom. We could never afford that here. Look what this has. Look at all this area. Oh my gosh. And you start doing the street views that they have and the street tours. Oh, look at this. This is a nice street. This is great. And you look at a crime report. You look at schools. Great schools. Great schools tell you everything. It's time to make that decision. So you've scheduled your flights. You've got your hotel picked out. And you've got the houses you're going to go see and drive by. And then you get there and go through about 4 to 5 blocks of not very nice homes. Multiple cars and driveways. Some cars don't even have wheels on them. You got a couple homeless people sleeping on this street or that street. You get to the house and it's a huge dirt mound in the front yard instead of that beautiful grass in the photo. The paint does not look as pristine as that photo. I don't want to look at this. You look at your wife, this is, no. Not even going to waste her time with this. But it happens again on the next house. And it happens again on the next house. And you're done with your 5 houses that you selected that you thought would take you about 4 hours to go look through. You know, I'll call a realtor when I get there, but you haven't found the house yet. Then you get on the road. You realize that the place that you're looking at is surrounded by traffic, construction, run-down streets. Well, wait a minute. What happened to that beautiful home, those areas that we were looking at? What's going on? Looking at homes online is a lot of fun. My clients that I just sold a home to will be looking at homes online that night. I'll get notifications. They're looking at homes. It's not because they don't like the house they're in. It's just, that's a fun little hobby to do at 9 o'clock at night. You just scroll through. It's shut your brain off. I do it because it's my profession, but I've got plenty of clients that do it because it's just, they're thinking. And of course, then they look at the what ifs. What if I would go up 200,000, right? What could I get if I were to be by a lake or acreage, right? Looking online is wonderful, but looking online has its issues. Today I want to talk about 2 different towns. We'll call it a tale of 2 cities. You've got New Braunfels and you've got San Antonio. We're going to talk about price. We're going to talk about area and location, quality of homes, schools, anything you would need to know. We're going to cover that today. The reason I'm choosing New Braunfels versus San Antonio is because they are so close together. Oftentimes, my clients feel I could live here and work here, New Braunfels, and live in San Antonio. Or I could live in San Antonio and work in New Braunfels. So let's understand what we're looking at first. I would say that the first thing you should do, if you are considering a move to San Antonio, which, by the way, my wife and I did this in 2014. We've helped multiple families do this since. The first thing you need to do, call Celia and I. And the question we're going to ask you is, how do you live right now? When we were in California, we lived near Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm. We had the beach. We had shops like Fashion Island or South Coast Plaza. So we were looking for that kind of a feel in whatever city we moved to. San Antonio had Six Flags, SeaWorld, La Cantera Resort, The Riverwalk, the zoo, had everything. It was a perfect fit. Why not consider it? Eventually, we ended up moving here. I can tell you, you should watch my video on San Antonio is like Orange County, California without the beaches. I truly believe it is. But if you're considering San Antonio, there's something you should understand. You can go from one side of San Antonio to the next without traffic, and it will take you 45 minutes. And it's a big circle, okay? So I want you to draw a big circle and a line down the middle and a line across. It's a big bullseye. That's San Antonio. And we're going to discuss that a little bit today. San Antonio, for those of you looking and considering it, has a variety of housing markets to choose from. If you are on a base, you probably want to be near that base, because Lackland, which is basically southwest, is farther, about 45 minutes away from Brooks Army Medical. So if you're on Brooks, okay, they call it BAMC. If you're over there, that's about 45 minutes from Lackland. So why would I live over on the east side of San Antonio when I work on the northwest? Just because I find that house, right? We want to look for houses that are in that geographic area. Here's why. Traffic. Getting through downtown is going to be a mess. So let's start from the inside out and discuss price. One of the appealing things about San Antonio is San Antonio has the low 200, even high 100, 180, 190 housing market. It's the only major city out of the big four in Texas, it's Dallas, Austin, Houston, and San Antonio, that has a thriving $180,000 to $200,000 housing market. There are in northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, new build communities in the low twos. Brand new homes in the low twos. You can find them. So if you're looking for a price point that is first-time homeowner, you don't need amenities, no pools, racquetball courts, things like that. You're good with just a solid home. San Antonio would provide that. On four corners of San Antonio. Again, that's northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. It also has the inner city, which is comprised of older homes. They have the homes that are built early 1900s. Beautiful wood floors with some of these homes. Beautiful, just gorgeous homes. Many of these homes have been refurbished. They've been updated with new electric and new plumbing, new roofs. Foundations have been mended. They've been taken care of. So if you're looking for historic property or older homes, San Antonio will have that, more specifically in the downtown area. Price-wise, from there, they also have, in the downtown area, that $400,000 to $500,000 market and a strong 7 to 8. Like every downtown area, they have their $1 million market. They have condos to choose from. So if you're living in one of the medical areas, they do have townhomes and condo communities that you can purchase. If you live near the university, universities are typically found around the 1604 loop. Those price points range anywhere from high twos on up. So price point with San Antonio, what makes it really appealing is that we have a variety of prices for people. You can really get a start on home ownership in San Antonio. There's no need to rent. You can own a home. Well, Steve, my mortgage is $2,200. I can't afford that if I go with this. I need an $1,800 to even maybe $1,500 a month mortgage. Guys, call Celia and I. Let us put you in touch with our lender. Let's see if we can't do that for you. San Antonio has the homes for that. Outside of price point, another thing that you need to be considering is location. And we talked about this in the beginning. When looking at your home, it's very, very important to consider location. And I'm not talking the little community. Where in proximity to major highways, the 1604 is the outer loop. The 410 is the inner loop. Where are you in proximity to those major highways? If you are over on the west side and you're near major streets like Potranco or like Culebra, those are really heavy trafficked areas. You need to know that because your commute times are going to get extended. So although you may have a beautiful home on Culebra, brand new house, plan on having another 15 to 20 minutes in and out during rush hour to get to and from your location. Not a big deal as long as you're aware of it, but there's no way you can know about that online just browsing homes. San Antonio has a very broad area from inner city to outer suburbs. Depending on how you want to live, really will dictate where you want to look. So, a few pointers on that. If you want inner city, clubs, restaurants, theaters, stuff like that, you want to go downtown. Look over near the Pearl. A little bit pricey, but you'll get what you're looking for. The historic district in downtown San Antonio, beautiful place. The homes are gorgeous, beautiful Victorian styled homes. It's really a very nice area. Wonderful parks. A lot of people are moving there and getting those amenities. If you want the quiet, the peaceful, no street lights, at night I don't want it dark, I don't want to basically reach out and touch my neighbors, you want to look outside of the 1604. Typically on the northwest or northeast, even the north side. But the north side, you're going to have to come up through Stone Oak and Timberwood Park. So how are you living now? How do you want to live in your home? Because that's really important when understanding San Antonio. It's really that feel of what you're looking for. Okay? Now let's talk homes themselves, new build versus resale. San Antonio has been building for a very long time. The new build community, anything that is probably 2000 and closer to 2026, are going to be completely built differently than those in the 90s, 80s, 70s, and below. The type of home that you can find in San Antonio differs. That is another appeal of San Antonio. There are some people, believe it or not, who do not want a new build. Well, why would that be? If you buy a new build and you have to move, you will always be competing with the builder, which means you'll have to price your house below what their new builds are in order to get people to be interested. You really want to talk to Celia and I. If you are in a new build community and you need to sell, we can help you. We can help you with a lot. And that's why using a realtor like Celia and I is really beneficial. It's going to help you understand the process that goes into moving. If you're looking for new build communities in San Antonio, most of them are taking place outside of the 1604 loop. Those communities will have incentives. They're going to have interest rates that are very appealing. But again, talk with Celia and I. We'll be able to point you in the direction of a lender that can compete with all of that. That way you're not just getting one person telling you one thing, you're getting a variety of different opinions. Okay? The other thing that San Antonio has going for it right now is a wide range of family involvement, community events. Whether you're downtown or whether you're at the rodeo, and Tejas Rodeo in Boerne, whether you're down on the southwest side in SeaWorld, you've got all that activity going on. There are plenty of places for families here to really gravitate to. It's a very wide, open landscape. And with that comes a lot of medical. If I'd say there's a big difference between New Braunfels and San Antonio, is that San Antonio has the bulk of the medical facilities. New Braunfels, established in the late 1800s, is a smaller community northeast of San Antonio up the 35. In the last 12 years, it has doubled in population. In fact, from 2010 to 2020, it literally doubled from 50,000 residents to over 100,000 residents, being one of the fastest growing communities in the United States. At one point, it was listed as one of the top 50 cities to live in the United States. So the appeal of New Braunfels is a lot of new build communities. It has the Guadalupe and the Comal River. So if you love being on a river, that's an appeal for you. The downtown district does have older historic homes, very much like San Antonio. So why would someone live in New Braunfels as opposed to San Antonio? Well, traffic is a big one. You're going to be about 45 minutes to downtown from New Braunfels, maybe an hour, depending on where you're at, which means you're also going to be about an hour away from Austin. So if I'm working on the northeast side of San Antonio, New Braunfels is a place I would look if I don't mind commuting. If I live south Austin, New Braunfels is a place I would look if I don't mind commuting, because it's going to have a housing value extremely below average for an Austin market and comparable with San Antonio. So what we're finding is that people are working in South Austin or maybe closer to Boerne or San Marcos, and they're looking in New Braunfels, because it provides nice homes for families in growing communities, and the traffic, they don't mind it. You're actually going against the traffic, so there's not much happening on that. It's a pretty good drive. And like I said, as a community, it's actually taking off. It's really growing. Smaller town, New Braunfels. Larger town, San Antonio. Because of the larger town, you're going to get a lot of medical, and that industry is going to show up in San Antonio. The pricing is going to be a little bit more diverse in San Antonio. If you like historic homes, you probably will have a better chance of getting one in San Antonio than you would in New Braunfels. Again, you want to talk to realtors who know these areas. They can help you out. New Braunfels also has two sides to it. You can be on the west side of the 35 or the east side. If you are considering a move to New Braunfels and perhaps maybe your kids are going to go to the Texas State University of San Marcos, it's not more than a 30-minute drive. So it's a great opportunity to be local to a major university in Texas and own a home in that area. The prices, again, are comparable. The area is. Restaurants are starting to show up more and more. There's farmers markets in New Braunfels that are thriving right now. So there's a lot of opportunity with that. But do not confuse the two. New Braunfels is its own city. It's within Comal County. San Antonio is its own place with a broader suburb area. And within San Antonio, you also have the mix of Bexar County, Comal County, and if you push into Boerne, you've got Kendall County. Boerne is, for those of you who don't know, the northwest of San Antonio. It's important to know where these areas are in terms of the airport, in terms of medical, pricing, but more specifically, what's important is how do you live? If you want space, do you want historic properties? Is schools really important? Keep in mind with Texas, we have school choice now. Look into that. Guys, there are so many things that you can look at and see when researching homes here in the San Antonio and the New Braunfels markets. Celia and I would love the opportunity to walk you through that search, to point you in the right direction, to help you find a property for you and your family, or to help you sell a property that you may have in these areas. We are very good at it and we serve people daily. We would love the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you.